I think I'm losing my mind.
Good day, everyone. I'm Michie Kelmi, taking up a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and a second-year student of Negros Oriental State University. Today, let's talk about the differences between the digital maps and the paper maps. In the era of Google Maps and smartphone, you'll be forgiven for thinking that digital maps are the only option when it comes to publishing spatial content. In truth, paper maps and digital maps both have their advantages. So let's talk about what are some of the differences between digital maps, also known as smartphone maps, and a paper maps. But before we go to our main topic, first, let's talk about what is digital map and paper map. The digital maps is a smartphone map, also called digital cartography, in the process by which a collection of data is compiled and formatted in a virtual image, like this. See that? The primary function of this technology is to produce maps that give accurate representation of a particular area, detailing major road, arteries, and other points of interest. The technology also allows the calculation of distance from one place to another. Although digital map can be found in a variety of computer application, the main use of these maps is with the Global Positioning System or GPS satellite network used in standard automotive navigation system. And the paper map. The paper map is a map that has a symbolic depiction emphasizing relationship between elements of some space such as object, religion, regions, or themes. Like this one. This is a sample or the paper map. Many maps are static, fixed to paper or some of durable medium, while others are dynamic or interactive. Although most commonly used to depict geography, maps may represent any space, real or fictional, without regard to context or scale, such as in brain mapping or DNA mapping. So now that you know what paper maps and digital maps are, now let's talk about the differences on them. First differences was paper maps are printed on papers and can be available to purchase on store on your way home. While digital maps are not sold in shops or store, but instead they are available online and can be downloaded for free. And paper maps are printed on paper that can be stored anywhere and can be therefore be accessed from anywhere. You do not need a computer or internet connection to access it. While digital map cannot be accessed anywhere else besides online, one therefore requires an internet connection to access them online. And paper maps mostly rely on symbols to represent features or routes that are physically seen on land. Therefore, need to interpret the symbols when reading paper maps. While digital maps do not depend on symbols to represent features. Instead, they show the actual features, and at the time you can clearly see it by zoom in and zoom out, and the features mostly are 3D. And paper maps are printed on paper and can be therefore not be updated on the same paper. This means that you cannot make any changes on the maps based on the changes in landforms. While digital maps are mostly real-time representation of an area and can be therefore be updated easily because the changes will be updated automatically. Paper maps are static representation of features on land at the time when the representations were created. One cannot modify to see the previous version of the area, while digital maps are dynamic, which means one can choose to view the previous version of the represented area, unlike paper maps. And the paper maps is hard to search a specific place because you need to find it on your own. While in digital maps, you can find it easily because of the search button that you can search the place you want to see and it directly pop up to your screen. And paper maps usually make a representation of one aspect of the land at a time. For instance, a map could represent the rivers only or the geographical area of a place, while digital maps can be used to represent all features of a given area at the same time. They allow filtering for specific features but can also show the entire area. And paper maps usually make a representation of an aspect of the land at a time. For instance, a map could be represent the rivers only for a geographical area of a place, while digital maps are not limited to show only a specific area based on scale. They can be widened to show the entire area. Paper maps are representations that are limited on a specific area of the land and not the entire geographical location. While digital maps do not only show 2D representation of an area, they can be used to show the 3D angle of the area and also show the area overlays. Since the paper maps are static, they are ideal for use as data storage for reference purposes when showing change in a landform, while digital maps are always up to date and may therefore not be ideal for use to show change in the landforms. And that all for the differences of paper maps and smartphone map. Once again, this is Mitch A. Kelmy, a second-year student taking up a Bachelor Science in Computer Science. Thank you very much and God bless.